You feel it, don't you? That frantic need to make them understand. The words spill out, a torrent of justifications, reasons and raw emotion. You are building a bridge of logic, piece by piece, hoping they will walk across it and finally meet you in a place of clarity. But they don't cross. They stand on their side, arms folded, gaze impenetrable, and they ask for more. Why did you do that? Explain what you mean. I don't understand. Each question is not a request for information. It is a demand for a piece of you. Feel the energy draining from your very core. It's a slow, agonizing leak you can't seem to plug. You are becoming transparent, hollowed out by your own defense. You think you are in a conversation. You are wrong. You're in a courtroom. In this court, you are the only one on trial. Your motives are questioned, your feelings cross-examined, your very character put under a microscope. And the person you are explaining yourself to, they are the judge, jury, and execution. This isn't an accident, it's psychology, a subtle, yet devastating power dynamic. When you endlessly explain, you subconsciously signal that the other person's approval is more valid than your own reality. You are handing them the gavel. You are placing your emotional freedom in their hands, asking them to rule on your right to feel what you feel. They don't want to understand you, they want to control you. Your explanations become the very chains they use to bind you. Think of Eleonora. She was an artist, her soul filled with swirling nebulae of color and chaotic, beautiful ideas. But her partner, a man of sharp angles and rigid lines, demanded logic for every brush stroke. Why that shade of blue? It's illogical. Why is that figure distorted? It's not realistic. And so, Eleonora explained, she tried to translate the language of her soul into his rigid dialect of reason. She spoke of metaphors, of feelings that had no shape, of inspirations that struck like lightning from a clear sky. With every explanation, she felt her own conviction shrink. Her inner world, once a universe, was being condensed into a tiny, defensible box. Her art became hesitant. The bold strokes were replaced by tentative scratches, the vibrant colors muted to apologetic grays. She was losing the war, not because her reasons were weak, but because she had agreed to fight on his battlefield by his rules. Then one day, he stood before her newest work, a chaotic swirl of midnight blue and silver. "Explain this," he commanded. Eleonora opened her mouth. The usual cascade of words, of justifications, of translations was ready to pour out. But she stopped. The dam did not break. She closed her mouth. And in the space where her defense should have been, a new feeling bloomed. Power. She looked at him, held his gaze, and said nothing. Here is the truth. Silence is not an absence. It is a presence. It is a boundary. When you stop explaining, you force the other person to confront a void that was once filled by your frantic energy. They have no script. Their power was entirely dependent on your participation in their trial. Without your defense, their prosecution has no meaning. The courtroom dissolves. This is the silent transfer of power. You are not taking it from them. You are simply taking it back. You are declaring that your reality is valid on its own terms. It requires no defense, no cosigner, no jury. Observe what happens next. The controller, faced with your silent boundary, has only two moves. They may escalate. They will accuse you of being cold, difficult, uncommunicative. They will try to bait you back into the courtroom. This is a desperate attempt to make you pick up your role in their drama. Do not engage. Your silence is the answer. Or they may retreat. Faced with a sovereign individual instead of a defendant, they have no power. Their tools are useless. They will seek a new stage, a new actor willing to play the part you just abandoned. This is not about winning an argument. It is about exiting the game altogether. Your energy, once spent on pointless defense, is now yours to command, to create, to build, to live.